Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Dick Norris Buick GMC in Palm Harbor, Florida, because guess what? We have another amazing custom truck that they have done. This is a 2020 GMC Sierra AT4. But let's talk a little bit about GMC. Remember, GMC, General Motors Truck Company, it's been around for so many decades building those big work trucks. Over the years, they've had to change their philosophy a little bit. Not only are they doing trucks, but they're also doing SUVs. One thing that's very exciting is that this is the first time that the GMC Sierra 1500 has an off-road specific model known as the AT4. Now, remember, for 2019, the Sierra 1500 was totally redesigned, just like its sibling, the Chevrolet Silverado. But for the first time in history, the GMC Sierra is not really mimicking the Silverado, making it its own unique special truck. With the AT4, you're gonna get some awesome off-road capabilities that the standard 1500 doesn't have, but Dick Norris Buick GMC has gone a little bit further by installing some customization products on the truck so that you could get this turnkey, buy it, and roll right out of the dealership and on to your off-road terrain. But let's go ahead and dive into this 2020 GMC Sierra 1500 AT4. Right off the bat, I love this color. This blue really has a nice shine to it. Headlight design, you're gonna get full LED lighting, LED daytime running lamps as well. I really think it's smart the way GMC has done the shape of their headlight design. I really feel that that C shape interlocks well with the grille. Now, as we drop down a little bit, which you don't have to drop down very much because of how high this truck is, you have your LED fog lamps. And what's nice is this is a functional air curtain. So none of this is fake up front. I think it's really, really smart. This almost like a gunmetal gray color works well with the blue as we come across that iconic grille from GMC, General Motors Truck Company, that same gunmetal gray, horizontal slots. My only zonk is gonna be this guy right here. This could have been something functional, or they could have done something different with the style, but this is meant to look like some type of scoop, but as you can see, my fingers cannot penetrate this plastic scoop, so that's gonna be a zonk. But as we drop down, love the body lines, little bit of gloss black. Now, one way to designate this and know that it's an AT4, unless somebody paints their own tow hooks, the AT4 comes with the bright red tow hooks. You can see the amount of ground clearance we have because from the factory, the AT4 Sierra has a 2-inch lift. This has another 2 inches on top of that. So really, really nice setup. And like I said, this was something that Dick Norris Buick GMC did with this truck so that you could have that turnkey ready to rock and roll. Now up front, you have a 2-speed transfer case, and the suspension lift that it's sitting on is from Rough Country, but looks really menacing. As we rise back up onto the massive hood, I think GMC does a very good job, very clean lines. You just have a couple lines on both sides to give you that nice raised portion in the center. As we come around the bend, this is where some of that extra surprise is happening. Look at the amount of space that we have from the top of the tire to the inside of the fender. We drop down and here's some of that customization going on. So you have these fuel wheels. This is a custom wheel, gloss black, 20-inch wheel with a 35 series Toyo open country off-road tire setup. This is gonna help you fight that terrain, but I really think the black wheels with the blue, very nice. As we kind of zoom in on the suspension, you can see the RC Rough Country logo there for the extra suspension lift. I really also like the way that just with the lift, you can see the control arms, you can see all the inner working bits there. Very nicely done. My only zonk for the AT4 as we back out is the flat black around the fender treatment. Now, remember, this shape, the way it has its angles is unique to GMC. GMC trucks have a lot of angles to it, where now the Silverado has the first time ever those rounded fenders, but I wish this was color matched with this particular truck. One thing you're gonna love, I knew it as soon as I saw it, was the badging on the side. This has the 6.2 liter V8. Remember, you have two options. You could go with the 5.3, but this has the big boy 6.2 liter V8. Really tasteful badge with the GMC logo. We have black mirror caps, and as we work our way down, AT4 badging. Remember, like I said, when you see AT4, the 4 stands, of course, for 4-wheel drive, off-road specific. Watch this. We open up the door. Of course, we have our automated running boards, you open the door, they drop down. After a few seconds, they retract up. The reason why I like those is, think about it. If you're off-roading, now that stuff is tucked nicely to where it's not gonna get ripped off by any kind of tree branches or anything that you're running over. We keep working our way back. I'm 6 feet tall. You could see the height of this truck, just really, really menacing. Keep working our way back. You see how I was telling you about angular cuts? That's all GMC. I like the nice little low roof spoiler that they put on the Sierra. Now, one thing that was new for 2019 is all the swinging aluminum, which what I mean by swinging aluminum are the doors and the tailgate. That's all aluminum instead of steel. So what that's gonna do is it's gonna actually make this about, I'd say 225, 230 pounds lighter than the outgoing Sierra from the previous generation. We keep working our way back. I'm gonna have Lori kind of zoom on in and show you everything that's going on with the rear suspension. Now, you can see the rough country shocks in the back. You have that massive differential with 323 gears out back. And talk about out back, when we get to the rear of the truck, probably the most unique in the industry right now. So with the redesign, they went wider, taller space, so you could get your work boots in there. I do like the way that they have the nice, almost like a vacuum style cleaner exhaust trim, and it is functional. So don't think that this is for show and no go. You do have metal rear bumpers, that GMC logo, the Sierra badging, and of course the AT4 badge. And of course, when it comes to a truck like this, you're gonna have your full towing hitch and everything ready to rock and roll. Now, the thing that's most unique about this truck is gonna be the tailgate. This is that 6-position tailgate. If you want the tailgate to drop all the way down, nice soft release. This is all aluminum. And then here's where it gets really fancy, that no other truck can do this. So you're gonna have to kind of search a little bit, but once you find it, you hit the button, and then that part drops down, but we're not done yet. You then push this, you have a wonderful step, and to help you get in and out, of course, you have a nice handle to hold on to. Now, as we come into this bed, the way that the beds are made now on the Sierra actually are put in 3 pieces. That's gonna give you more volume space for whatever you're hauling. You're gonna have the nice bed liner already put in. We have LED bed lighting, plus you have a nice power source back here for when you're doing your work, your tailgating and whatnot. And then out back, for the glass, you have a power sliding rear window, which is always a nice touch as well, especially if you need to pass things through from the bed of the truck into the cab. But why don't we go ahead, I'm gonna put this all back together. Why don't we pop the hood and see that 6.2 liter V8 engine. All right, guys, we got the hood popped on this beast, this GMC AT4. Underneath that hood is gonna be that naturally aspirated 6.2 liter V8 engine, 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. You could actually pull a house off its foundation with that kind of torque. Like I said, 10-speed automatic transmission. The truck weighs around 5,466 pounds and can tow up to 12,500 pounds. What's great about the AT4 is you have that 2-inch lift. We also have another 4-inch lift on top of that to give us a total of 6 inches on this custom lifted truck. 0 to 60, what's amazing, 5.8 seconds, quarter mile, 14.2. And if you're worried about MPGs, 15 in the city, 19 in the highway. This is how a truck, I know many of you feel a truck should be, that naturally aspirated engine. A lot of other brands are going to turbocharge power, but I know in the end, many people want to hear the growl of that V8. Speaking of the growl of the V8, let's go ahead and fire up this Sierra AT4. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 GMC Sierra 1500 AT4 with the custom lift. I know a lot of you are saying, Joe, this truck is my dream truck. It's ready to rock and roll. I don't have to do anything to it. How much is it? MSRP, the way that they have it at Dick Norris Buick GMC, is around $73,360. Let's see what you get for the money. Now to the door panels. Now there is a lot of dark material on the door panel. I wish they would have done a little bit more, but I do like that faint brown tan stitching on the armrest there. There's like a faux carbon fiber design going on the pull handle to close the door, and then you have a massive door pocket there where you could put 2 Super Slurpees and a big bag of Lay's down there and enjoy your drive. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, you do have the custom Bose sound system, soft material both top and in the front. Not only 1, but 2 glove compartments. So you have an AT4, you could have your driving gloves and your work gloves separated. Close that up. You can see the stitch work around the AC vent, a little bit of silver trim. As we come to the center, there's a pocket up here where you could cook your Twinkies. You kind of line them up in there and they'll get heated up by the sun through the windshield. But I do like the soft material. Here's where it gets a little wonky. So they didn't really do much redesign to the infotainment system. You have an 8-inch infotainment system screen. I do like the colors and the graphics. I just wish it was larger and it was redesigned. So we're gonna zonk the non-redesign part, but functionality, very, very easy to use. You want cameras? We got a camera out the back you could go. You could do your trailer hitch lineup. You could actually look down at your trailer hitch if you had the hitch ball there. Very easy to use, and you can see how clear the camera quality is. Go back home, and I like the sliding feature there. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Of course, you're gonna get navigation. Takes a few seconds to load. A little dated on the graphics, but hey, it is very easily accessible and easy to use. You have some chrome trim around your radio control knobs. We keep toggling down. You got your dual climate control. I like the way it displays very nicely on the knobs, but also up top on the screen as well. And that's another thing. With the screen, you could actually access your climate controls right there. So you could do it 1 of 2 ways. We keep coming down. Heated seats and ventilated seats. You have a variety of toggle switches for all the different functions of your Sierra AT4. That shuts off your automatic start-stop. And then connectivity, they got you covered. USB-C, USB, a 12-volt, and a home power source, all right there. And then you have wireless charging, which is nice. My only zonk, I wish they had some type of lid that would close for you to kind of seal all this off. But you have plenty of room here for your Slim Jims while you're charging your phone. 2 more cup holders. And here's your key fob from GMC. It's clean, it's clear. It's got a nice weight to it. I like a little bit of chrome. There's your buttons on the back. Of course, it's got remote start, but it's a good size. Nothing too big, nothing too small. Armrest, it's not too bad for the softness. I like the stitch work. And then you open this sucker up and load it up with Pringles and Twinkies all day long. You have USB-C and a USB and an aux jack all in there, plus enough room to put a football. So plenty of space in the center console. And then the seats. They're a little bland looking, but I do like the AT4 embroidery. They brought some more of that tan design with the stitch work. Makes it a nice setup. And they're a little firm. I think it's one of those seats that as you drive your Sierra AT4, especially off-road, they're gonna break in very nicely. You have a sunroof up top, which is very, very nice. Standard sunroof. It would be nice to have a panoramic sunroof. And as you can see, I'm 6 feet tall. Plenty of headroom, shoulder room, and every other type of room you could think of. But why don't you get on over to the business end of things? I'll show you behind the wheel of the Sierra 1500 AT4. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel of the Sierra AT4. You can see with the 6-inch lift just how high I'm sitting. Speaking of settings though, you do have 2 memory settings for the driver's seat, which is very nice, easily accessible. And then as we go from there to the actual seat, here's all your wonderful controls to get it to position to your body exactly the way you like it. Down below, we have tasteful AT4 badging and all-weather floor mats, which is another nice touch with the AT4 logo there. One of my favorite things about a GMC is I like where they put the all-wheel drive system. It's real easy, push button start. You got your 4 high, 4 low, 4 high, easy to get to. And then when it comes to the actual steering wheel itself, nice thickness. I like the stitch work. They brought that tan color all the way around. Tasteful horn button, and I like the flat black on the switches here. You got your thumb controls, and then in the center gauge display, you have nice analog gauges, tach, speedometer, then all your gauges across the top there. Easy to read. I would like to see some digital across the top though. When it comes to digital, you have an area right there in the center where you could actually toggle through all sorts of information. It is very colorful, but it is a little on the smaller side. But overall, I think it's very easy to understand at a glance what your truck is doing. The zonk for me, for so many trucks, is the column shifter. Especially on this one, it's this plastic material. I wish they would have some kind of aluminum, leather, something to just go around the end so that when you grab onto that shifter, it feels nice and quality filled. Because remember, this truck is a $73,000 truck. But overall, very, very impressed. Why don't we go ahead and check out that back seat and see all the space you and your workers are gonna have back. All right, guys, back seat time. Every time I get into one of these trucks, it's just amazing the amount of room that they have in the back seat, more than my college dorm room, and I think the dorm room next to mine. But plenty of space, plenty of headroom. The backs of the seats have leather all the way around. I do like the way it's a dark material so that your workers or those kids of yours don't get their sticky fingers all over the place and mark it all up. We have a nice little command center here, heated seats, but no ventilated seats, USB-C, USB, and a 12 volt, so they got you covered power-wise, and AC vents, real easy to use. When it comes to seating position, I feel comfortable as can be. It's almost like I'd rather be in the back seat than up front because I could have all my snacks, my Twinkies, Slim Jims, and everything else, and just pig out on the drive to work or wherever we're going. Armrests, nice and wide. It's a great height. Softness is good. 2 cup holders and another area there. It's almost like a Twinkie holder. I think GMC is really thinking about us and our Twinkies. Put that back, and then one of my favorite things on these Sierras, the hidden compartment. So in the backs of the seats, you have some actual storage there. Let's say you bought that gift for your wife for Christmas, or maybe just to say I love you, because we don't need holidays to say I love you. You could say I love you any day of the year. You could store it in there, and hopefully they never find it until you give it to them. Close it up, ready to rock and roll. But if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take this raised, lifted AT4 for a spin. All right, guys, we're leaving Dick Norris Buick GMC. We're in the 2020 GMC Sierra 1500, but not any 1500. This is the AT4 off-road specific edition. On top of that, like I said, we've had some modifications done by Dick Norris. These are popular modifications, especially in the area where I live in Florida. But right away, the crazy thing is you're sitting on top of the world and it feels good. Very, very capable truck, obviously. But the nice thing is that it's not scary to drive. Even if you've never been in a lifted truck, this truck is very easy to drive, and overall, the comfort is there. Now, is there road noise? You better believe it. You're not gonna get away with having 35-inch off-road terrain tires and not get increased road noise. So you are gonna get the road noise, but that's something that you're just gonna have to figure out along the way. I think probably many people that are into these types of trucks with this type of customization and modifications already know what it's gonna be. So you probably have already been down that road. But let's see how the 6.2 liter with the 10-speed works out. We get on throttle, drops down, and we are off like a rocket. Even with the height of this truck and the weight of this truck, it accelerates very, very quickly, and the 10-speed knows exactly where you want to be in that gearbox to give you maximum acceleration. And that's one thing I like about this of this truck. You're not losing any of that acceleration, really, even with it being lifted like it is. But it's a very powerful, popular combination, the 6.2 liter with the 10-speed automatic transmission. But like I said, seats, they're on the firm side, but hey, you may want that, especially if you're going to be doing some off-roading in this truck. And I really feel that with a little bit of time, it's good. They're just going to break in exactly the way you want it to. Visibility out the front is a piece of cake, especially when you're sitting 100 feet up. And out back, same story. Now, if you do have somebody sitting in that middle seat, you're gonna have to ask them to remove their head or bend down if you wanna look out the rearview mirror. But the side mirrors are great. Of course, you're gonna get all the safety features from GMC, blind spot monitoring, all those goodies. And then the dash, even though it's all analog, it's very clear and easy to read at a quick glance. Steering feedback feels good. It's a little light. I would like a little bit more weight to the steering, especially in a truck like this particular one. but overall feels great. And I think personally, if I was going to go the General Motors route, it would be a GMC truck that I would like to park in my driveway, especially an AT4. I don't personally need an AT4 with a 6-inch lift, but the way the AT4 comes from the factory is still an amazing, amazing truck, and has that 2-inch lift. Let's see how she does over this ripped up road here. Very, very smooth. I mean, it's not even a thing for this truck. I really like this part of the drive because we could go uphill and do acceleration all at the same time. Here we go. It's like riding a roller coaster. Put your arms up as we get cut off by the Amazon truck. So very, very smooth driving truck. And you would think that everybody would see you even when you're this tall. It sometimes just happens, you know. It's Florida. We're not really known for having the best drivers around, but you just, you know, be on the lookout and be careful. But here we are driving on this little stretch of highway, doing about 60 miles an hour, and it's smooth. And the road noise is not like too crazy. A lot of us would obviously be playing the tunes on your radio or whatever, your XM, satellite radio, whatever you're listening to. Or I know something that a lot of you would do is probably change out the exhaust. That's the one zonk that I have for this, especially this custom truck, is that we got the wheels, we got the tires, we got the suspension. What about a little bit of sound? That 6.2 liter, she wants to sing. Let her sing just a little bit. I'm not talking about being obnoxious and blowing out everybody's eardrums, but just something a little bit deeper, just a tad louder, I think would go a long way in a truck that has this look to it. But very, very, very smooth, and I really like the visibility with the mirrors. Let's do acceleration again on throttle. This truck is gonna surprise you, I'm telling you right now. The way that these things accelerate, and obviously we're not talking about a lightweight here. She still has plenty of get up and go. Infotainment, even though this is very dated, it is very easy and intuitive to use the system. So it's very nice the way they have that swipe feature, just like your cell phone, all your AC controls. And I think one of my favorite things as well, even though this is dated, is there's not a lot of fake buttons. You literally have one fake button, and it's this in the center. I'm very curious. There's some model out there that this fires rockets or an oil slick out the back. One of those two things happen, but this particular truck does not have it. But that's the only fake button. Other than that, we're good to go. But hopefully this gave you a nice overall feel of what it's like to drive a monster truck on the road, especially this AT4. We're gonna get back to Dick Norris Buick GMC and wrap this one up, so I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another wonderful day here at Dick Norris Buick GMC. I definitely gotta thank Melvin, Adam, and the rest of the crew getting this custom truck that they've been putting together. They found that the Sierra 1500 AT4 has been very popular, and they figured why not put a little extra spin and give it even more lift and some different wheel and tire combination. If it's trucks like these though, these turnkey trucks that you could just come down to Dick Norris Buick GMC and roll out in, if these are the trucks you want to see, leave a comment in that comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Ladies Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click that link in the description. Get yourself some Ladies Rise merch. Got to give it up to my wonderful wife, Lori, working that camera, getting this truck from every angle. She's been hitting the gym, she's been hitting the yoga mat, and she's loving this truck. So we're gonna definitely take it for a second spin. So thank you, Lori, for all your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.